Hey, so are you wondering what's the relationship between being dependent on alcohol and social anxiety? Okay, so if you're pondering this question, you're in the right place, because in this video, I'm going to help you understand why your addictions, they run rampant when you have underlying social anxiety, okay? And then I'm going to help you understand how to live a more purposeful, meaningful, and fulfilling life that's free from addiction, okay? So let's dive in right now. All right, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Rubin, and I help individuals get relief from social anxiety attacks. So the blank mind, the racing heart, the shaky voice. So if that's something you're struggling with, that's what this channel is all about, okay? So before we get into this video, I want to give you the chance to take your free masterclass, okay? So make sure you stay until the end. I'll give you information on how to access that. And in that masterclass, we go into the simple 4-step process that's gonna give you permanent relief from social anxiety. Not coping, not managing, but how to get permanent relief and be fully free from it. And if you want to stay connected, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification beside it so you can be notified when I release a new video. And if you want to connect on a more personal level, you can follow me on Instagram and we can connect on there. Okay, and so to understand the link between alcohol or dependency on anything, it could be alcohol, weed, porn, video games, shopping, sex, gambling, whatever that crutch is, okay? Whatever that crutch is that you lean on, okay? You have to understand the nature of social anxiety, okay? And what is social anxiety? It is the absolute fear of embarrassment, humiliation, and it completely disconnects you from other people, okay? And when you suffer from social anxiety, there's the anxiety itself, there's the extreme anxiety, the physical symptoms and the ruminating thoughts that you experience when you're trying to connect with somebody, okay? And when that doesn't happen, okay, it leads to a lot of shame, okay? A lot of beliefs that because we can't connect with somebody else, there must be something wrong with us. There's something inherently defective and broken. We're not like the other people. Okay, so whenever you have those thoughts and those feelings running through you, what you're truly experiencing is shame. And that emotion in itself, its sole purpose, okay, especially when it's toxic shame, especially when it's a lot of shame that you're feeling, its purpose is to disconnect you from people, from the world, okay? And even if you're in a room full of people, you will feel alone. You will feel not like everybody else. I don't fit in here. I don't belong here, okay? That is what shame does. It drives that entire dynamic. Now, the thing is with humans, we are social creatures, okay? We are here on the earth for connections and love. Loving connection, it's an essential human need. You will never, ever, for as long as you live, be able to bury that need and live without loving connection. It's just by virtue of being human, you have this need, okay? And when you suffer from social anxiety, though, it prevents that need from getting met. And when that need is not being met, you live in a state of deprivation. So you got to think about loving connection as an essential human need, just like food, okay? If you go throughout the day and you don't eat and you're starving, you're going to get cravings. It's not going to be for the healthy stuff. You're going to get cravings to hit up the drive-thru. You're going to get cravings for the junk food, okay? You're going to get cravings for things that don't serve you. They're not healthy for you, okay? And so when you're deprived, when you deprive yourself of love and connection, okay, you're going to start to get cravings for different things, something that's gonna fill that need. And you'll find yourself impulsively and compulsively craving and searching for something outside of yourself to fill this lack, okay? Or this unmet need that you're feeling on the inside. And this is when those addictions, they just become rampant. So it's important to understand that those cravings or that crutch, that compulsion or that impulse to go reach for that drink. Maybe maybe it's like this. You get an invite to go out and you're gonna go hang out with a bunch of people, but you get too anxious in anticipation, and right away you start reaching for the alcohol. You gotta be under the influence to be a bit comfortable, okay? But underneath that, the addiction or the cravings or that crutch is the most superficial layer, okay? Underneath that is, of course, why you have to understand, why are you so uncomfortable around people? What's happened in the past that you need to lean on alcohol to be around people, okay? The fear of humiliation, the fear of embarrassment. Oh, I don't want to feel stupid. I don't want to be rejected. I feel left out. I feel alone when I'm in these groups. Okay? That's the underlying thing underneath the addiction that's fueling that entire thing. And that's the more important thing. I'm not saying it's not important to manage the addictions up here, but it's also more important to get to the underlying reason, and ultimately the underlying reason for all those addictions. All addictions, they just want to numb out your feelings, pain, emotional pain underneath, okay? So really what you're doing is you're running from these feelings, okay? And these feelings, they can be extremely overwhelming. If you got past trauma, if you got some really painful things that you've been through in your life, it's going to be extremely, extremely hard to process through those feelings as they come up. So you do need the tools in order to do that. Okay, so I'm not going to just sit here and say, oh, just feel your feelings and it's easy. It's not, okay? It's simple. It's really that simple. Whenever you're reaching for something, some kind of crutch, you are running from your feelings, okay? But obviously, there's millions and millions and millions of people who suffer from addiction. So obviously, those feelings can kill. Those feelings can make somebody live a life where they're just simply existing in their body and they are completely a slave to their addiction for the rest of their life. It's not easy. I get it. But ultimately, if you want to live your life's purpose, if you want to have a life full of meaning and live to your highest potential, you have to learn to sit through the discomfort. And I could go on about this topic for days. I got 10 years of recovery experience. The amount of people that are suffering from addictions is just, it really gets to me, okay? Now, I remember when I was first getting sober, okay, I went on this thing, no FAP, right? No masturbation, no self-pleasure. And I did that for 14 months, okay? Initially, I did that for 14 months. And what happened as a result? You may not think, oh, you're just running from your feeling, it's just a little bit of self-pleasure, whatever, okay? And a lot of people underestimate how much they're masking when they're running to some kind of a crutch. But here's what happened. Okay, when I stopped, masturbating initially, okay, so within the first few weeks even, I started to get extremely, extremely angry, and it was around all of my racial experiences. It was all the racism. I don't know, there's about, 50, I don't know how many, 50 explicit, in-your-face racial experiences that I experienced in my lifetime. And I was masking it, okay? And one of the ways I was masking it was through porn and masturbation, okay? Now, as soon as I stopped the behavior, those feelings started coming up, and I had to deal with my experiences. I had to deal with those unresolved feelings. I had to deal with the unresolved anger, the unresolved grief, the unresolved feelings of feeling subhuman to people, okay? The unresolved feelings of how am I supposed to move forward in this world, being my skin color, being my race, being part of a marginalized group of people. There's no hope for us, okay? Think about the reality I have to come to terms with. And so what the addictions do is they allow you to live on a surface above reality. They make you live on the superficial layer, and they pretend that that harsh reality doesn't exist, which makes sense why you would want to escape, right? I get it. It's fucking painful. But the thing is, guys, is you cannot give your gift to the world until you move through that. Because when I was able to move through that and resolve that, that was a huge part of my social anxiety. Going into groups, being hyper vigilant. Is somebody going to make a racial remark? Is somebody going to bully me? Is somebody going to make fun of the color of my skin? Is somebody, all of these different things are just hyper vigilant, right? About going into these groups. Huge part of my social anxiety. Now, what happened is I was able to figure out how to resolve that past trauma, heal that past trauma, okay? And what is the gift? Okay, what is the gift that came out of it? Is this YouTube channel. The YouTube channel, the manual I've been able to provide, the masterclass, my coaching program, helping people with social anxiety is the absolute gift that came out of it. The purpose, the vision for my life, the bigger thing that I'm serving, okay? It gives my life so much meaning, but I want to bring this back. It would have never happened if I kept leaning on that crutch of porn and masturbation. Never, because those feelings, that reality, that past story that needed to be acknowledged would have kept getting stuffed down, okay? So do not underestimate when you run for a crutch and you run and try to escape your feelings, okay? Understand that you are stuffing down your higher purpose, your higher potential as a human being every single time you do that. It's extremely important. So straight up, I know a lot of you make excuses in your head. Oh, it's just a little bit of weed, or I just like to play video games, or I just watch a little porn. It's no big deal. No, when you do that, you're stuffing down your feelings. You are keeping your internal suffering alive, okay? Very important. And when you keep your suffering alive, you're increasing the suffering in the world, okay? Okay, we all want to be of service. We all want to help people. We all want to lower that level of suffering, okay? We don't want to increase it. We don't want to add to it. And that's what you're doing every time you reach for that crutch. Okay, so if you're walking around aimlessly and your life has no meaning, it's got no purpose, and you don't know what to do with it, okay, start with your crutches. Start uncovering those feelings that you're burying, okay? That's gonna give your life meaning, okay? So very extremely and crucial work. If that's something that you're interested in, make sure you take my masterclass. If you're finding that you want a more meaning, you want more purpose, you want more fulfillment in your life, take my masterclass, because underneath all those addictions is going to be that anxiety, that past trauma. And that's the process we're gonna walk you through in the masterclass, okay? So I'm gonna link that below the video. Make sure you check it out. Okay, and if you're more of a reader, you can download my free guide. That's also gonna take you through the steps to get relief from social anxiety. And if you found the video helpful, please like and subscribe. A very near and dear topic to me. So I really appreciate you watching this one, and I'll see you soon, okay? I'll see you in the next video. All right, peace out.